Hello everyone and welcome to Fifth North. First of all, if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by and checking it out. And if you end up liking what you see, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can see when I release new videos. If you're somebody who's been watching for a while, I definitely appreciate your continued support. So, thank you for coming back time and again. With that being said, though, it's been about, I think it's been about 4 weeks since I've released a video. And it's not really like me, because typically I do a video at least once a week, sometimes a little bit more frequent. So definitely kind of a weird break for me. A lot has happened in the last 4 weeks, so I just want to make this quick video to kind of fill you guys in and give you a rough idea of what's going on, what's changing, and just kind of, catch you up on everything. It is a little bit of a hard video for me to make. Like I said, a lot has happened, but I'll dive into that here in a second. Let me start off with what I'm really excited about so far. So as you guys know from the last, a couple of videos ago, I was talking about moving back to Seattle. So I'm not originally from Seattle, but Seattle is a place that I call home. And I ended up having to move away from Seattle down to Portland for about 2 years for work. And I had the chance to come back to Seattle, which made me really happy, my wife happy, and it was a great move back for us. So, that move went really well. I'm really excited to be back. I love this area. I love just everything about it, so I'm really pumped to be back. Another great thing about the move is we found a really nice house, and as you guys can tell, I've got a different, that was super weird. I was doing I've got a different background behind me because this house actually has an extra room that I can use as an office that I can actually record in. If you guys remember the last setup that I had, if you didn't know, that was actually in my garage, which, I made it work, but it was really painful because the sound quality wasn't always the best because there wasn't a way to make that room, have any sort of sound control. You had metal doors and all sorts of crazy stuff, and then you had the cars outside driving by and neighbors being loud, and there were just a lot of compromises in that space. Not to mention in the wintertime, you guys always saw me with jackets and whatnot because I was freezing, so it's really nice to actually be indoors in a controlled environment. I still haven't really figured out the sound editing for the room yet. I haven't figured out the lighting 100%, the background 100%, but this is what I'm going to start with and kind of tweak it as I go and learn and discover what works and what doesn't. But anyway, really pumped about that. I'm also really pumped about a lot of the equipment that's come in over the past 2 months that I haven't really had a chance to play with too much yet and haven't had a chance to review for you guys. So there's going to be a lot of videos coming up over the next couple of months, maybe 6 months or so, where I'm going to be reviewing a lot of these new items that I have, a lot of this new gear and equipment, and it's going to give me a chance to really get familiar with some of this new stuff to really kind of get back on track, because I got really familiar with shooting with my A7R4, and now I'm on the FX3, and it's a little bit different, so I'm just kind of getting used to a couple of things. But anyway, long story short, really excited to get all that back on track and get all those new videos out to you guys. Now with that being said, though, let me shift to the other side of things. So like I said, a kind of a hard video for me to make, and I debated for a while if I wanted to keep this private or share it with you, and I decided to share it with you because maybe it'll help somebody else, is kind of my thought process. But long story short, when I first got up to Seattle, I think it was day 2 or 3, I ended up in the emergency room, and after it was all said and done, I was actually diagnosed with testicular cancer, which not fun, obviously, right? And it kind of derailed my entire everything, really. I mean, you start thinking about, what does that mean for me, for my health? What does that mean for my family? What does that mean for just life in general? It was a lot to take in, and so I just kind of stopped doing a lot of things just to kind of get my head right and get tests done and doctor visits and try to get things figured out. And I've had 2 surgeries so far. Both went really well, successful. I'm healing well from both, which is good. And then in about a week, I start 4 rounds of chemo. The hope, and this is, what the doctors are seeing, what the doctors are saying, is that after the 4 rounds of chemo, hopefully everything will be good to go and I can, get back to it like I normally would. But obviously that process, those 4 rounds are going to, they're going to be tough. They're going to take a toll on me. There's going to be a lot to go through, but I've got great support from family and friends. I've got a great medical team up here in Seattle. Another thing that makes me excited about moving back here is the wonderful medical team that I have. And so, long story short, yeah, that's kind of where I've been for the last 4 weeks, and why everything kind of got thrown off. But yeah, I decided to share that because maybe somebody out there is going through the same thing, or hopefully not, but maybe something worse, for all I know. And if maybe hearing somebody else's story can help someone, or whatever the case might be, I'm all for it. I'm actually going to share with you guys the progress as I go. Obviously, I'm going to still have my regular videos where, all the photography and assuming that I'm able to. A lot of this is a big, if and how I feel, and obviously chemo's rough on the body, but we'll see how I feel. But that's my hope, right, is to continue my videos on the photography review, all that kind of stuff. But I am going to do videos as well where I update you guys on what's going on with me, how I'm feeling, how I'm progressing, and obviously if you're not into that, I skip those videos and just wait for the photography ones. But if it helps some of you out, then it's worth it for me, I guess, is kind of my message. But yeah, like I said, kind of a tough video to make. It's I'm still having a hard time saying that out loud. It's not something that you ever expect to say, you know what I mean, that you have cancer. So it's kind of an interesting mind shift, if you will. But long story short, like I said, there's a plan in place. I feel confident. My spirits are high. I'm going to go into this, like I said, the 2 surgeries are done. Now I'm going to go into this treatment plan for the chemo. And, let's get through this and move forward. With that being said, though, take care of yourselves, you guys. I think a lot of times we get stuck into the life, right? You get stuck into work, into life, into all these different things, and we forget sometimes to just take a moment and take care of ourselves from a health perspective. So, hopefully this is me poking on your screen saying, hey, take a moment and just make sure you're good, right? Because you never know what's going on. But anyway, that's kind of my update. Like I said, not too I guess not too organized of a video or anything too major from the photography front today, but just wanted to fill you in, give you that heads up, and let you know that I'm still here. Just got to get through some things, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks, if I'm feeling up to it, I can start reviewing some of the gear that I was talking about. Like I said, I've got the DJI Mini 2 drone, RSC2 gimbal to review. I've got a bunch of lenses to review. Some updates on the camera bags that I've been using. Some updates on the FX3, the A7R4 I need to do a full review on. I have a new tripod coming in, so a lot of cool stuff coming up, so hopefully I can get all that put together and share with you guys. Anyway, once again, thank you guys for watching. Again, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that button for me. It does definitely help out. And hopefully everything will go smoothly. We'll get back on track, and we can continue this journey together. With that being said, though, have a great night. It's actually day right here, which is kind of weird for me. I normally record at night. I'm actually recording during the day today, so it's kind of weird saying have a great night. I'm just used to saying that. But either way, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.
Oh.